highest quality ingredients for all our dishes and catering events. Our breakfast features bagels with freshly sliced Nova. Don't miss out our thick challah French toast. For lunch, grab a booth and enjoy one of our oversized salads or our freshly cut hot deli sandwiches. We're open 7 days a week, where the coffee is always hot and freshly brewed.
And welcome back. So this is our last 5 minutes of our little show. But we had one huge pet peeve that we really wanted to share with you. So, girls, which one?
We're going to talk about how we deal with roommates, especially if you're a freshman going into the big bad world out there and you're nervous because you've been home your entire life, basically, until this moment. And I know when the night before I went into Iona, I was sleeping in my bed, and I was like, wow, like, tomorrow I'm going to have 4 other roommates. I think that's what it is, like,
Yeah.
right? 4 other roommates. And I was really nervous. And then they ended up being really cool. They ended up being, like, really nice and really cool. But that was just a rare occasion because there's some bad times.
Yeah. I love all my roommates. I still live with my suite mate from freshman year, and I'm still really good friends with one of my suite mates. And my roommate transferred schools. But like one thing that's like kind of a pet peeve with roommates, I like when you don't get matched up perfectly in your sleep schedule, and then they like will do little things to let you know that like you're keeping them up.
Yeah.
Like they'll like turn, they'll like grunt, they'll like pretend that they're not asleep, and they'll just like do really weird things. Not saying my roommates now because I love them and I got to choose them and they are awesome. Well, shout out to them. But just like I've heard like stories in general, like everyone seems to have the same opinion there. Like, oh, my roommate like always is like, she'll if something's bothering her, like she'll let you know, but she won't say it out loud.
Same thing kind of like happened to me my freshman year. I chose one of my roommates, and the other ones were random, and they ended up being really cool. I actually really lucked out with them. But there was a room across the hall in Loftus, and there were these like girls in there, and I just don't know why. I was like, oh my God, I need to be their friend. I just have to be their friend. And I ended up getting really close with them since freshman year, and they live in my house to this day. I've lived with them since freshman year every single day, so shout out to Mayflow. And it's been a really good experience. I mean, I think that definitely when you go to have roommates, you are living with different personalities, like you said, like different sleep schedules, different, even their different pet peeves, what they don't like versus what you like. And, I definitely think that if you can find that good group of girls, then you're solid. Like, I definitely really lucked out with my friends because
Same.
I never thought I'd have the same group of friends since freshman year to this day that still live in my house and who I'm still really close with. So I know one of my roommates had a bad experience and ended up being with us and having the best time ever. So it's like I always felt so bad for the people that have these horror stories, these horror like roommate stories where like they put bleach in their water, like crazy stuff like that.
My roommate in the first semester, she wrote stuff about me on Tumblr. At the time I didn't have a Tumblr, so she would write stuff about me.
Tumblr?
But she would write stuff about me like, okay, I get that you're heartbroken, stop listening to the same song over and over again. I'm like, but she honestly like never talked to me about it, and it was crazy. Like, if you had just said like, I'm sorry, like, please put your headphones in, I would be like, dude, totally no problem. But like, if you don't address it, like, I can't help you.
It's just the passive aggressive like aspect of it, because like everything is so much easier when you confront somebody, or you're like, hey, like last night, like the lights were on in our room and I would just need to go to bed because my eyes really hurt. Or what? You don't care.
You don't care.
But I was like, guys, can we turn off the lights? And they were like, yeah, of course. Like, there's the issue.
Like
or
that.
I could have just like tossed and like threw my blankets over my head, like
Made
been
a
super
big
dramatic.
thing. I hate dramatic. Like, I'm super dramatic, but like not in that way. Like, I definitely hate beating around the bush. Like, I'm also a big person with like text messages. Like, if you have your roommates and like they're texting you like, this is this and this is that, like, why don't you just come over to me, let's have a conversation about it. Like, I'll clean, or whatever the situation is, like
Cleaning.
like cleaning. And especially living in a house, like when I lived in Loftus South and then my house for 2 years now, and moving from South to my house was a huge transition because now I'm making my own food. Now I'm cleaning my bathroom. Now I actually have a big bathroom. I actually have a living room and a kitchen and all these things. And I remember the first few months of junior year, I was like, I want to go back to South because it's easier this way. But it definitely you know, is a transition because being in South, you're constantly with your roommates every minute of every day. And that's what I loved about my room in South is we were the best of friends. We were with each other 24/7. And then moving to the house, we still were the same way, but now you have your own space. So you have to kind of balance you time versus not forgetting that you are still living in amongst your roommates. Even though you're living in a huge house, you still got to remember like the good times and not forget, like not like isolate yourself, because I can definitely sit in my room, lock my door, and watch Netflix for about 5 hours and not move.
Yeah.
Okay, so girls, that is all the time we have for today, but I think this would be a good topic for next Thursday when we have our show again at 11, same time, and we'll talk about transitions and especially geared towards the younger freshmen. So this is the girls' room.
I have the most masculine voice here, so that was nice.